That's right. You are still tuned to Ebona at the 103.5 FM, and this is a political views. Some of the challenges we face as a people, we must talk about them on a platform like this one. Though we are caught up with some of those challenges now, but we must proceed, having a discussion about the happenings in our political space, the way it affects us, the common Nigerians. I remain Martin Ifeanyi Ekeze, and the next story we have for you on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM, is Inspector General of Police visits family of Kwaraman who died in police detention. Now, Inspector General of Police Kayode Ebotokun has visited the family of a suspect Tunji Jimo, who died in the Kwara State Police Command headquarters cell in Ilori on Friday. He directed the First Criminal Investigations Department (FCID) to immediately take over the investigation into the unfortunate death of the deceased for swift dispensation of justice, according to a statement by the Force Public Relations Officer, Force Headquarters, Abuja ACP Olumiyiwa Adejobi. The statement read in part, in a show of commitment to justice and accountability, the Inspector General of Police visited Kwara State on Sunday, 22nd December 2024, where he met with the bereaved family of the deceased. The Inspector General of Police was received by the Balogun Fulani of Ilorin Alhaji Sadiq Atiku Fulani, who spoke on behalf of the family. During the meeting, the Inspector General of Police expressed his profound condolences and assured the family that no stone would be left unturned in uncovering the circumstances that led to the tragic incident. The Inspector General of Police had ordered the FCID to handle the case with utmost diligence and ensure a conclusive and impartial investigation. He further reassured the family and the general public that the Nigerian police force remains committed to upholding the highest standards of accountability, professionalism, and respect for human rights, while reiterating the force's zero tolerance stance on unprofessional conduct among its personnel. The Inspector General of Police called on all stakeholders to remain calm and allow due process of law to prevail. Still on the happenings on our political space this afternoon, the next story we have for you is a PDP slams Tinubu over hunger stampedes. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has described the widespread food stampede in the country as an ugly testament to the alarming level of misery, poverty, hunger, starvation, sense of hopelessness, and desperation. The party lamented the tragic stampede at private events in Oyo and Anambra State, as well as the FCT Abuja, which claimed the lives of about 60 vulnerable citizens, including children, in their desperate struggle for food as a result of the pervasive hunger in the land occasioned by the anti-people policies of the APC administration. The PDP, in a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Debo Oluguamba, said it is devastated that the APC-led administration has wrecked our once a thriving economy and pushed millions of Nigerians deeper into abject poverty and hunger, with many citizens not being able to afford their daily meals, now resorting to suicide and desperate measures, including slavery, mission abroad, and fighting for crumbs for survival. It is heartbreaking that despite our abundant resources as a nation, Nigerians have been subjected to agonizing life where they die struggling for food. It noted that this horrifying situation in the country further confirms the APC as a party of political vampires and buccaneers who have no iota of regard for human life, but rather derive a pleasure in the suffering and death of citizens, including innocent children. The party expressed shock that APC administration continues in arrogant false performance claims, including empty assurances of food sufficiency, while deliberately failing to make the required investments to boost the productive sector, particularly in agriculture and food production. He stated. And the next story we have for you, bordering on the Christmas festivity. Federal government declares a public holidays for Christmas and New Year celebration. Federal government declares a public holidays for Christmas and New Year celebrations. The federal government has officially announced Wednesday 25th, Thursday 26th of December 2024, and Wednesday 1st of January 2025 as public holidays to celebrate Christmas, Boxing Day, and New Year, respectively. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubimi Tunji-Ojo, confirmed this in a statement released on Monday in Abuja. The ministry's permanent secretary, Dr. Mandalene Ajani, made the declaration on behalf of the federal government. Tunji-Ojo also extended warm greetings to all Nigerians and urged them to reflect on the values of love, peace, and unity that the season signifies as they celebrate with their loved ones. He stressed that the essence of the Yuletide season is to foster harmony and strengthen bonds across families and communities. The Christmas season is a good moment for spiritual reflection and national renewal. As we celebrate the birth of Jesus, the Prince of Peace, let us demonstrate kindness and extend goodwill to one another, irrespective of our differences, said Tunji Ojo. Remember that you're listening to Political Views on Airborne at 103.5 FM. You can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 You can as well send SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 38 7740 or 081 6742. And the next story we have for you is a federal government to review Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project. The federal government has stated that the contract for the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project will be reviewed to accommodate landmark features that would add value to the socio-economic potentials of the project. Minister of Works David Umahi disclosed this when he paid inspection visits to Section 1 and 2 of the project in Lagos being handled by High Tech Construction Company Limited. He said, "We are going to plant trees and of course we are going to also have some lay-bys. We can decide every 5 kilometers we have a lay bay where we connect all our CCTV cameras, and then we have vehicles and the security within the cabin there so that the response times will be like 10 minutes. I'm sure that you've witnessed what we did at 10 mainland bridge. That's what we intend to replicate in all our highways. And so the entire stretch of 750 kilometers of to Calabar will be under CCTV powered by solar. And then every 5 kilometers or 10 or 15, as we may agree, we will have a portal cabin where we have a security post, no blocking of the roads. We have a viewing center, and then you view the entire stretch left and right. We will agree on the number of kilometers, depending on the capacity of the cameras. On the imperative of the contract review, he further stated that service lanes were never envisaged. CCTV cameras were never envisaged. According to him, there was no single item of work like we are having in all the projects, from the removal of top soil, not to talk of the removal of debris. Umar extolled the vision of Mr. President in initiating legacy projects that would connect the critical economic corridors and boost the transportation ecosystem in the 6 geopolitical zones. He noted that four renewed hope legacy projects and inherited ongoing projects were on course, and that milestone project execution was adopted to ensure a sense of equality among the 6 geopolitical zones. And the next story we have for you this afternoon is embarrassed Tinubu get expelled. Rivers APC share warns members. The details of this story will come your way after this short break. Please stay with us.
Memories in the 21st century is gone. When you have Ebon at the 103.5 FM, here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, or fala, etc. Approach Ebon at the 103.5 FM. Ogidi today to document your event. Ebon at the 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media, video and photo coverages feature on magazines, photo books, and others, news coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 08065796599 or you visit upon at the 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Ogunike Boys inside the Ovin Residency Hotel Ogidi. Vacancy, vacancy, vacancy. Are you a DJ? Do you speak English and Igbo language fluently? Submit your CV and the letter of application at Ebona, the 103.5 FM Ogidi, opposite Obunike Boys, inside Residency Hotel Leofin Ogidi for. Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebona, the 103.5 FM with Martin Ifan Shuku every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process, views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to F1 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
That's right, you're welcome back to Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I remain the one and only Martin Ifan Shuku AKZ. As we look into the happenings, on our political space this afternoon, remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. You can as well send SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 6579 6599. And the next story we have for you on this particular edition of Political Views on Airborne at the 103.5 FM is embarrassed Tinubu get expelled. Rivers APC share warns members. Now, the leadership of the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State has warned that henceforth any member of the party who embarrasses President Bola Tinubu and the National Working Committee of the party would be expelled without hesitation. This is as it declared that the state governor, Similai Fubara, is no longer a member of the People's Democratic Party or any other political party in the state. Now, APC chairman in the state, Chief Tony Okocha, disclosed this while speaking to newsmen in Port Harcourt on Sunday as part of activities marking his birthday anniversary, which included the distribution of palliatives to vulnerable widows in his community. Okocha said, "You know that the day I was sworn into office, I extended olive branch to everyone. I said, 'Come, let us work together,' where it becomes impossible and they are embarrassing the president. I will not sit down and allow them embarrass Mr. President. The APC is Mr. President's political party. For the national chairman of the party and 18 members of the national working committee to come here and anybody is going behind because you think you have the law, you have the cash to throw around, and you want to embarrass the national secretariat of our party. I will not sit down here to see them do that. I will expel them. It is a political party. If the kitchen is too hot, what will you do? You leave. The state APC chairman who advised the governor to use the resources he is currently using to allegedly destabilize the national ruling party to re-register himself back into the PDP pointed out that if election were to be held today, the PDP will not sponsor Fubara as he is no longer a member of the political party. Okocha said, "I would have been surprised if I am not taken to tax on the issue of court judgment delivered by one Justice Obamunu. He is one of the newest judges who is also from a town called Opobo, where our greatest transducers comes from. I am talking about the governor. He is the person behind all these macabre dance and all that I am talking about, Governor Similai Fubara, and I pray for him that he changes his style, otherwise the wrath of God might descend." I thought that all of these braggadocio that he is machinating around the APC, he should have used the same thing to register himself as a member of the PDP. I thought he should have used all these powers, all these influences to put himself back into the register of the PDP in Rivers. He is not a member of any political party. He is not carrying the card of any political party. Yes, he was a member of the PDP. But I can tell you today, if an election is called, he has no party because if the party that will sponsor him for the election, if it is the PDP, it will never do because he is not their member. He stated. Still on our political space this afternoon, Labour Party may go into extinction, says Okupe. A former Director General of P2B Presidential Campaign Organization in the 2023 general election and SY Labour Party's chieftain, Dr. Doyin Okupe, has expressed the fear that the second largest opposition party may fizzle out. He said the Labour Party's inability to build an enduring structure after the 2023 elections was responsible for the gale of defections from the party. Okupe said this while speaking with newsmen yesterday in Lagos. He Newsman reports that six Labour Party lawmakers recently dumped the party on the floor of the House of Representatives for the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). The defeated lawmakers include the defected lawmakers include Tochukwu Chinedu Okere Imo, Donatus Matthew Kaduna, Akiba Basi Cross River, and Esosa Eyawe Edo. Also, a great number of ordinary members of Labour Party have also dumped the party for the APC and main opposition, People's Democratic Party (PDP) lately. Okupe noted that the mass defections from Labour Party were expected as elected members would not stay in a party where their future was not certain. The former Labour Party chieftain said those leaving the party knew they had to move for political relevance and survival. The Labour Party was one of those common parties that existed mainly for those who could not get tickets in the major parties to come and find expression. That is how we also got there. Our presence in the Labour Party then boosted the fortune of the Labour Party. But what was important and which was essentially neglected by the leadership of the Labour Party and the presidential candidate was a political structure. So those who are in the National Assembly under Labour Party platform know that they are on their last card. Even if they cannot return, they need to use their opportunity right now to align with one or two of the major parties and become somebody. So that is why you are seeing all these gale of defections, and it is not going to stop. he said. Okupe, a former presidential spokesman, noted that lawmakers elected under the platform of the Labour Party knew that the situation that brought them would be different in 2027. He added, those who come on the popularity of the obedient movement know for a fact that they would not return because the circumstances are different. The situation has become different. What happened? Okupe stated. And the next story we have for you this afternoon is no Lakarawa bandits in Zamfara, says Matawale. The Minister of Defense State, Bello Matawale, has refuted the claim that Lakarawa bandits were in Zamfara State. Recall that the Zamfara State Police Commissioner Mohammed Chehu Dilanjan said the Lakarawa bandits were responsible for the explosive devices that killed some people in the state some weeks ago. Addressing journalists in his residence in Gazwa town, Zamfara capital, on Sunday night, Matawale said it was not true that Lakarawa bandits had been in the state. He maintained that they, Lakarawa, were from the Mali Republic and were forced to return to their country by the military. He stressed that they were not even in Kebbi State as earlier reported by the media. According to Matawale, they were dealt with severely by the military and were forced to return to their country. I want to make it clear, we have no Lakarawa in any part of the country, if not even in Zamfara or Kebbi states. He stated. Matawale commended the efforts of President Bola Tinubu in the fight against banditry, calling on all Nigerians to support his administration. He also applauded the efforts of the president in building a new Nigeria through his policies and programs. I want to draw the attention of all Nigerians, particularly the Northerners, to give their maximum support and cooperation to his administration. The construction of Zaria Sokoto Road and Ilila Badagry Road is one of the projects currently being carried out by Tinubu administration. The lifting of the ban on mining is another effort of Mr. President to develop the North. So I don't know why some people are criticizing him and calling him anti-North. I want you to forget about the negative propaganda of some people who are not wishing his administration well because of political differences. Matawale Ava. Still on the happenings on our political space this afternoon. States, zones, regions need one another to survive, says Ndume. SY Senate leader and senator representing Boronu South, Ali Ndume, has called on all states, zones, and regions in the country need one another to survive. He said the mineral resources or financial capability of any state or region does not insulate it from having a harmonious relationship with other states or regions for survival and development. In a statement yesterday in Abuja, Ndume said the North is not parasitic, especially in the region's economic survival strategies. The SY Senate leader said the North was, is, and will never be a parasite or des- dependent on any region or even the country. We are assets, not liability to Nigeria. Those who think that the current tax reform is only against northern interests are naive, as it is. The law is against all the law and the middle income Nigerians. Ndume called for prudence in governance so that the nation's resources could be properly harnessed for the benefit of Nigerians. But the Borno South senator insisted that the tax reform bills came at the wrong time, saying the economic hardship Nigerians are facing might worsen. I'm still insisting that the tax reform bills will be withdrawn from for more consultation and buy-in of critical stakeholders like states, local governments, and the private sector, he said. The former Senate leader advised the Federal Inland Revenue Services to expand its tax net, calling for greater demonstration of accountability among government arms and agencies. And the last story we have for you this evening, before you can call in and tell us what you think of all of this, is group criticizes weakest land revocation focus, laments rising insecurity in FCT. The Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria has criticized the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike over his heavy focus on land revocation and allocations to the detriment of other essential services and developmental priorities in Abuja. The rights group, through its national coordinator Emmanuel Onwubiko, accused the minister of neglecting critical sectors such as public transportation, affordable housing, education, and security, which directly impact the lives of residents. In a statement issued on Sunday, Human Rights Writers Association decried the hyper concentration of governance in the FCT on land matters, stating that the overemphasis on land revocations has sidelined urgent issues requiring attention. The association urged Wike to shift his focus to addressing Abuja's pressing socio-economic challenges, including unemployment, crime, and the dire state of public infrastructure. Governing the FCT should not be reduced to a fixation on the land revocations, reallocations, and demolitions. Minister Wike must realize that Abuja residents are in their need of good governance, not a series of headline-grabbing actions on land matters. The FCT is grappling with severe deficit in public transportation, affordable housing, and the deplorable state of public schools from primary to secondary levels, particularly in rural areas. These issues demand immediate and sustained attention, he said. The group also highlighted the growing security challenges in the FCT, including rising cases of kidnapping, one chance robberies, and other criminal activities in urban and suburban areas. Well, there you have it. Also in the FCT, 10 persons died as a result of stampede as well, And another event at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Maitama the same day the Anambra State Okija stampede happened. Yes, we have a lot to talk about this evening, and for you to become part of the conversation. The numbers you call and then you become part of the conversation remains 081 38 397740 or 081 39256742. You can as well call us on 08065796599. What is your take on the happenings on our political space this afternoon? You will recall that some witnesses of the Okeja stampede, blamed the happenings on the impatience of the recipients of the gift at that particular event. But let's hear from you now before we continue. What do you have to say about the happenings on our political space this afternoon? Hello. Yes. Good evening, my brother. Yes. Your name and location, please. Okay, please. When to kuo nugi kaina ni kwa makigaba ni rusa. Oh. Uh, hello. Okay. Hello. When to kuo nu na aga ni rusa. When to kuo nu kaina ni kwa kuma. Mm. 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 Okay, ị na-ekwu okwu Farotimi kịta. Farotimi. Mm. Okay, nsogbu arọ ka anyị nabatakwa onye ọzọ ịnachiata we continue the conversation. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother. Dalo. Oh, thank you, Obinna from Nnewi, and we need to hear from you. What is your take on the matter? Most especially the part where Human Rights Writers Association is talking about, Yesun Wike's focus on just, the issue of land in Abuja. neglecting, the issue of security and other things, unemployment and other things that needs, massive attention at the moment. So the numbers you call and then you become part of the conversation remain 081 7740. At the same time, well, you can also reach us on 081 6742. You can equally call us on 08065796599. Now you remember we are looking into the issue of the Okeja rice stampede that claimed 22 lives. And more stakeholders are commenting on the issue. What must have, like at the time now, even the Senate is even looking at the issue of crowd control, because this is not the first stampede that we are seeing. The first one we saw in Abia State, when the Christ the King, the Christ the King event was held, and there was a stampede at that particular event as well. So the issue now is, how do we control crowd? Because if you look at what happened in Okeja, yeah, some of the witnesses are testifying to the fact that some of the people who came to receive the gifts from the philanthropist himself did not, exercise patience. So that led to the rush and the stampede at the end of the day. That it wasn't the fault of the person who was given the gift in the first place. So how do we fix it? At the same time, a lot of people are also throwing blames on the federal government, about the issue of hunger in the town. That's exactly why we have both stampedes in Oyo, in Anambra, and in Abuja at the same time. What is your take on the matter? It is very important that we talk about this situation. 08138397740 or 08139256742. Remember that we are talking about the visit of the Inspector General of Police to the family of Paraman who died in police custody. What is your take on all of this? Let's hear from you now. Hello? Okay, we lost that call. We'll just keep the calls coming. Let's hear from you. 08138397740 or 08139256742. Let's hear from you now. Hello? Yes, welcome back, my brother. Okay, when to go on Kigabani Rusa, oh? Hmm. When to go on, oh, when to go on Nara, no see him. Gabaniru. Mm. 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 Yes, somewhere particular culture on APC River State now. Mm. Okay, na agakwa n'iru sa. Mm. Mm. Umahi na-ekwukwa n'okwu ụzọ a na-connect Lagos to Calabar at the end wee na-ekwukwa about plans fanwe for ETCCTV na all the lands ya na-ekwu na Lagos Calabar Coastal Road at the end ọ ihe a na-ekwuru okwu ya and ọnya ka ọ na-alụ kịta na-ekwukwa na onwe plans ETCCTV camera na all the highways enwe na Nigeria. So I think all na-agakwa in that aspect if you look at what he's doing. Okay. Mm. Mana otu isi kwukwu ya kịta ọ bụrụkwa ife a ga-amonitọ ọ bụkwa ife onye ide monitor because na even ka ha na-alụkwa fa ị na-amonitor ndị contractors because na ha si na site pụọ contractors emekwa ihe gofa. Okay. Okay. We'll continue the conversation, my brother. Dalo, thank you so much for joining us this evening on Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Keep the calls coming on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. Send SMS and WhatsApp messages on the same number 081 38 39 7740. You can as well reach us on 08065796599. What is your take on the happenings on our political space? It's very important that we talk about it. You remember that the Senator Ndume is saying that the North is not a parasite to the Nigerian entity. At the same time, Okupe is saying that Labour Party may go into extinction very soon. You remember that Okupe is, one of the spokesperson during the presidential election, spokesperson for the Labour Party, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, by Mr. Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State. But he is saying that the Labour Party is going extinct, and he gave a lot of evidence, to that effect, saying that a lot of House of Reps members are defecting. Apart from that, a lot of people are defecting as well. And he's saying that one thing that is, the reality that they can see now, the reason why they're all defecting is because they see that what brought them on board is no more there. That now that political structure is not enduring in the Labour Party. That's why he is saying that it will go into extinction, as most of the key actors in Labour Party now are all defecting to APC or even PDP. So, what is your take on the matter? Do you accept that? Because as we speak, we still have the obedient movement, people who are still spearheading that obedient movement. So, what is your take on the matter? 081 7740 or 081 3925 6742. We need to hear from you. All the important, it is very important that we talk about the happenings on our political space. It affects you and me in one way or the other. In the case of complaints about Umaye, the Minister of Works, that he's not working, that will some of the facts that we have here is proving that wrong. The federal government has stated that the contract for the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project would be reviewed to accommodate landmark features that would add value to the socio-economic potentials of the project. Minister of Works David Umaye disclosed this when he paid inspection visit to Section 1 and 2 of the project in Lagos are being handled by High Tech Construction. Now, he said, we are going to plant trees, and of course, we are going to also have some lay-bys. We have decided every 5 kilometers we have a lay-bay where we connect all our CCTV cameras, and then we have vehicles and the security within the cabin there, so that the response time will be like 10 minutes. I'm sure that you've witnessed what we did at Third Mainland Bridge. That's what we intend to replicate in all our highways. And so the entire stretch of 750 kilometers to Calabar will be under CCTV, powered by solar. So he's talking about, the coastal road that connects Lagos to Calabar at the end. But you can equally see that he is also pointing out what he did at the 10 mainland bridge in Lagos. Yes, you will also remember that we are talking about, the APC share who warned the members that if they should embarrass Tinubu, they will get expelled from Rivers APC. And the question is, what must be done to prevent another, stampede happening at the time? The numbers once again 081 38 397740 or 081 39256742. Now, what is happening with the human rights lawyer, Dele Farotimi, is an example to most Nigerians that, it will go beyond just talking or, saying things, but standing up for what one believes in, which is the truth, according to him, Dele Farotimi. In the defamation case, a lot of facts will emerge at a time as it is ongoing now in Ekiti State. He's been accused of, allegedly defaming the Nigerian judiciary through his new book. But mostly targeted most of his, his insinuations towards Afe Babalola. Dele Faro to me is, a typical example of the sayings of Jesus Christ that said that he who loves his life will lose it, but he who gives it, for the sake of, humanity, for his sake, Christ himself will have it and have it more abundantly. And that is shown in the fact that he's even willing to give his life, but just to make sure that he stands by the truth. So, how much are you willing to stand by the truth yourself? Keep the calls coming on 081 38 39 7740 or 081 39 25 6742. You know that Nigeria as a country is a place where most people will always talk about, heroic deeds and praise them, but how many people are willing to take that step, to step into the shoes of a hero and do the needful? How much are you willing to, also, air your own view as an individual? Now, as we continue to look at that, food prices, transport fare soar as Nigerians plan low-key year tide. Few days into the Christmas and New Year celebration, Nigerians face bleak year tide as transportation costs and food prices soar. Newsmen land. Investigation by newsmen shows that transport fare now changes every 2 days as Christmas approaches. A foodstuff seller in Agege, suburb of Lagos, lamented the disturbing trend in hike in cost of food, goods, and services. Speaking to newsmen, she said, "Things are so expensive now. I don't know how we will celebrate Christmas this year." Her concerns are valid. A quick survey of prices in the market by newsmen revealed staggering increases in food prices. From Agege, a popular market in Lagos, a bag of rice, which is a staple food, has risen from 90,000 naira to 120,000 naira per bag. Okra, another essential ingredient, now costs 6,000 naira for a pint, which was 2,000 naira last month. 25 liters of palm oil has increased exorbitantly from 48,000 naira to 57,000 naira. Also, groundnut oil, a popular cooking oil, now costs 3,000 naira per bottle, up from 2,500 naira last month. According to newsmen, the price hike did not stop there. Water leaf, a popular leafy green. Anyway, let's hear from this person before we continue. Hello. Yes, welcome back, my brother. Gabaniru sa otila yo n'okwu. Mm. Yes, if I. Mm. Tikwunu mouthpiece gị n'ọnụ gị ọfụma ka anyị na-anụ ihe ị na-ekwu ma na-aga n'iru sa o biko. Mm. 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 Just a couple of weeks kita ọ gafekwa abi, we'll continue abi. Okay. Mm. Okay. Mm. Okay. So in essence is that Nigerians can survive this period of continue quality. That all these are so much of a big deal. Mm. Okay. Okay. Mm. 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 Okay. Mm. Mm. Maka ọ na-ele na Amazon already, so and ọ na-esel kwa na Amazon ọfụma. Mm. Mana mana after Babalola na-emeke kwa moves ka eweta ka esizie dị akwụkwọ from inele and ka ewetakwa even royalties enwetago na dị akwụkwọ so far all ihe ọ na-epush it for. Mm. 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 Okay. Mm. Oh, you kwuchite ọnụ ya after Babalola bụ a judge. Mm. Okay. Mm. 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 Okay. Thank you so much for joining us again this evening. It is still political views on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. What are your views? All of these things that we are discussing here affects you and me in one way or the other. Yes, today we are talking about parity. Do you know who it might be tomorrow? So, but in this, we get to learn what the situation is and the way our country goes at the end of the day. And why the court proceedings is going on in Ekiti State as it is. Most Nigerians are applauding Farotimi, because he is leading by an example, by saying, yes, this is where I stand, and he is willing to stand up for his right in that particular situation. What is your take on the matter? 081 38 39 7740. Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. Take your number down.
That's a number.
Well, thank God. No.
Yeah. I'm not going to back up from a agreement.
Please go on, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
I want to speak on the issue of this stampede.
Okay.
Can and bye.
Okay. Nanambra.
Also, calling this Yanabra, someone I have a very big tragedy.
Mm.
Mana, in the Panya is also a lesson.
Okay.
And in the point of what is like, what about if you look so shameful somehow,
Okay.
Makana, is there a profile? I may put that in a and there was Nandi when I come from past,
Mm.
and that's a Nandi book. You know, the if I never know that time,
Mm.
I'm not covered the all for their hand.
Mm.
But if I need to be high to see now, look for other price, where they put it into it.
Mm.
But to the same time, they get that by not happen. Even he, oh, could make out if you want the call, if you want to be here to do.
Mm.
Oh, he cannot say about it.
Onwe go if onwe gi info before a situation whereby ebe ndị PDP bịara ike ife rice and all of a sudden ebe niile wube azọgazizi ya na ekwu azọ onye tie aka o buru nke ọ sọrọ yọtago gaba and ihe na-aka ọsị ya sometimes bụ one enwere some things mmadụ kwesịrị na-put in place ma ọ chọrọ organize events such as this one imeke sure na the press na ebe a one yota and even in this absent some of the things even security agencies kwesịrị ịdịkwa involved ọ bụgodu no Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps yota no around mgbe ya na-eme he wouldn't have gotten to this level ọ ihe mmụọ ama but most times ndị be anyị na like skip some things I skip sizie ruo mgbe ahụ ife mezie but enwere event nkọba yesterday as a journalist the same thing a na-anyekwa gifts and all of that it was controlled onwere nsogbu gan because the camera is there nobody wants to make a fool of themselves. You see so ihe niile a na-agụ but most times we'll just move it away to hey yes I go no na-eme anyị nka but onwere some things anyị kwesịrị ịmụta ya don't you think so?
Exactly. What you said is exactly what I'm saying because even if because the thing we are not making me feel somehow. But in South East like this, now there was this type of thing. Then we keep for there. That's that I go carry inside there, carry the walls because for instance the whole na me here no walls and there much every for the go. Money every for the respect you he can no so them. Man I say na buy obi uno na get security wele chikamande buy we mo ja. Kama ni yeme na na ndị mmadụ na like ịma ihe kọsụrụ ihe abụ ewe achọkwa ka ewetakwa ọzọ
ka m na-akọwakwa efe niile ọfụma like mgbe apụtara na Abia steeti wee mee medical outreach bịa gbubezie na-enye ndị mmadụ nsogbu ọgwụ fanwesi ebe emeda medical outreach wee nyebefe ọ bụrụ na the media presence nọ that medical outreach ife ama mme yokwa ịma just the media go to source. I didn't make security now. I'm talking about the media alone. But sometimes we ignore some things and then Omezia Ayukube will be Kapaziaka over the entire thing. That's the thing.
That's like in the West, in the West,
okay.
But I who go cat. Come on, I am physical, but no, you cannot because everyone has got to the police because you see how my band may organize. I can make a police involved.
Yes.
And I can know what some of people were going to go back. I sure that I come back to certain things. Man, I can't no million or you to have my demand in the friend. Then it's still not easy. Thanks to from the Nigerian. And they always are not done and the more tactics.
Oh, that's this. Yes.
So that this is a very big problem.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother Dalo. And we have gotten to the spot where we begin to call it a day on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I'm so happy that Agunabo joined us this evening, and then we get to talk about this issue from the critical point of view. I want to say very thank you to Agunabo and every other person that joined us this evening, Obinna from Ninewi as well. But this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of Political Views. Remember, it comes your way Monday once it's 3 o'clock p.m. to 4 8:30 p.m. It also comes your way Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So keep a date and don't touch the dial of Ebona, the 103.5 FM. A lot is coming your way on this platform. Immediately after Angelus this evening by 6 o'clock, there will be news. So stay put, stay tuned to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Till we meet again, I remain Martin Ifeanyi Chukwu Ekezie. Have a wonderful evening. So guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. You rock. Hello. Yes, turn on the notification button as well, so that you get to know exactly what we are doing at any time. Hello. Johnny, come on.